Yeah.
I'm going to task you for keeping me on point for recording because I haven't recorded anything up until now. So
Oh, all right. Yeah, I
that's
forgot about that.
that's not your fault, it's mine. But so the beginning part of this class is not recorded. So sorry about that. It's recording now though. So watch, be careful what you say because this could be re-examined later. Okay, so where the heck was I? Huh, I've lost. How's it even possible? There we go. Here we go. So in awl, anybody have any questions about awl? Very sharp tool for scratching and making holes to start drill bits or even start a nail. You can use an awl, bam, and get your nail in that hole. So you get a good start on the nail. And that is if you can't hold the nail, right? You could hold the awl, punch a hole, stick your nail in that hole, and then the nail's held by the awl punch, and then you can hammer it home. So a razor and utility knife. This is an easy one for everybody to have. They make a variety of them, but this is your basic. It's called a razor knife. It's also called a utility knife. They open up right there, and they usually carry, they almost all have a provision to carry extra blades. They're two-sided, so I can open this up. I'll go ahead and open it up. This has a Phillips. A lot of them are quick release, just one, quarter turn. This one, Phillips open. Opens up. Now, why they're keeping, this blade, its blade's kind of funky. It's got tar all over it, but it goes right there. That's where the extra blades go in the handle. And then the blade itself just fits right in there. They all have two notches. Those notches fit in to this little dog right there. And that's how they push forward. So I'll put it back together. I hope. Come on, don't do me wrong here. Sometimes these simple little things. Okay, that went back together, and then it's just a few turns of that screw. One retractable razor knife. Now you can put a lot of force on this thing, a lot of force. So please be careful and never cut towards yourself, cut away from yourself, be out of the way, because I can't tell you how many people have been cut really badly with razor knives. And razor knives you will use a lot, especially if you are doing finish work and you're doing hand mortising. You'll use them a lot. And some of you may not even know what I'm talking about when I say mortising. And I venture to say perhaps most of you. And I also will tell you that we will talk about mortising, and that by the end of this, you will know what a mortise is. Okay, the next line I have on hand tools is nail puller, lineman's pliers, nippers, cat's paw. So basically the whole nail puller thing. I'm going to go over and grab something over here. Okay. Now, there are a variety of nail pullers, lots and lots and lots of nail pullers, lots of nail pullers, like way more than 5 or 6. If you're looking at my list, which I suspect none of you are, but maybe some of you have, if you're looking at that list, you're seeing that line on him is nail puller, and then comma, lineman pliers, comma, end cutter, backslash nippers, and then cat's paw. Okay. So there's more than one kind of nail puller. that's just a very, very cool nail puller. See that? Here's how it's meant to go. If that nail is sticking up, I'm going to grab it with the jaws. And then with this part, I'm not sure what you call that. That's the part then I'm going to use to roll and lever it out. Great nail puller, great jaws, can really get a good purchase on it. And you've got this thing here to give you some rolling leverage. Really good thing. Hammers can be nail pullers. People often pull nails with hammers. You know, the nail's in there like that. They go like that. They pull the nail. That's a good way to break your hammer. Super good way to break your hammer. One of the better ways to break your hammer. If you do have to use your hammer to nail with, then use a block. Any kind of a block. If you use a block, you get yourself a little better leverage and roll a block. Plus, you're protecting this material, whatever you're pulling the nail out of, that material, you're protecting with some kind of a block. Oh, and you need to pull nails that are badly driven in the wrong place, bent or hit something, gone awry, they get bent. Usually you're pulling hand nails, you're denailing something, you're deconstructing something, you're pulling nails out. This is hoping that you have a little bit of head showing that you can grab with the nail puller that I first showed, or you know, with a hammer. This is a good nail puller. End nipper, I love end nippers. These I keep in my belt always, and I usually use one, yeah, this size or maybe a little bigger. This, the way this works, again, you've got to be able to get to the head, right? You got to get that head out. Grab a hold of that guy and then rock it, right? Grab a hold and then rock it. So you're rocking off the work. You get good leverage that way, right? Really good leverage. This is a great tool. This is a great tool. These side cutters, wait. Side cutters? Yeah. End nippers, side cutters. Another good tool for pulling, right? These guys, again, you got to have the head sticking up. You grab it like that and then lever up, right? You grab like that and then lever up and out. And then lever up, right? That rests on your work. This bites your nail. This is your work. You lever off your work, pulls your nail up. Now, what if you can't get to the head? How do you pull a nail if you can't get to the head? Anybody know?
The cat's paw?
Very good. Who said that?
Francisco.
Francisco. So this is a pretty typical cat's paw. This is also considered a cat's paw of sorts. This is a flat bar, which is on my next line, and that also pulls nails quite well. So a cat's paw pulls nails where the head is driven all the way down in, right? You can't get anything on the head. You can take a cat's paw. Now remember, you're going to use a cat's paw to pull nails, not in finish work. You are not going to do this in finish work because this is not going to leave a very good looking area. You can pull nails with a cat's paw all day long in framing materials that aren't going to show. But basically, if you picture the head of the nail flush, you put this guy right at the front of the head. See that? And then you just whack, and it goes in under, and then you roll up and pull your nail out. You guys getting that? I bet you are, right? So if picture that I've driven this nail through here, and all that's showing is just the head of the nail. And it's driven all the way down to the inside of the head. Well, I can't get this under it. I can't get this under it. So I got to use a cat's paw. So I put this right on the head, right? So if the head's right there, and then I beat it down, in and under, and it goes and scoops out some wood, and it picks up in these jaws. It picks up, there you go, that nail head. It picks it up, it goes into the wood, picks it up, and it gets there like that, right? And now picture this nail is down in, but you've now got this thing like that. Now you can roll it up and pull it right out. And you've got leverage. So leverage is a wonderful thing. Leverage. You're always looking for leverage, because by applying leverage, or the action of applying a lever, I mean, picture, if you haven't got a clear picture of leverage, picture something heavy to pick up, right? And you're trying to pick it up, it's heavy, and you get a lever underneath it with, say, on a block, and then you have leverage, you have a lever to pry with. So you give yourself a mechanical advantage by giving yourself leverage with a tool that's got some length to it. So you can step back and apply your weight and give leverage. Rather than pulling from here, see, if I pull from here, I don't have much leverage. But if I pull from here, I've got this whole thing. There's a physical principle involved that I'm maybe not sharing as well, but leverage is what you want to try to get, which is the same principle, exact same principle, and how a hammer works. Now, believe it or not, there's all kinds of technique in hammering. This, do you see how I'm holding that hammer? Is that a good way to hold a hammer? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Yeah.
It's a horrible way to hold a hammer. Why?
You don't have enough swing.
Yeah, well, you don't have any leverage. I mean, you got enough swing, right? I mean, I can still get a full swing. Blam! I can still get a full swing. So, but it's the leverage. It's like, it's letting the weight of the hammer do the work. So still a full swing, but as you come down, it's the wrist action and it's the leverage that drives the force of that. It's the same thing as a golf swing. It's all leverage, man. At the end of that, you know, you come back, you wind up, everything comes through, and it's just the wrist turn. You got this long club. Imagine if you were hitting the golf ball like this. You might get it 5 yards, maybe 10. Leverage is everything. Leverage. So when you use a hammer, use this end. Now, this is the hardest way to control a hammer. You get the most leverage, but it's the easiest way to miss because you've got all this room from here to here to get there. Whereas if you're holding the hammer like that, it's pretty hard to miss. But you usually just taking short little, no strength, no force hits, and you might be hitting that nail 27 or 30 times to get it in. When really, give yourself the leverage. You know, you see framers with these big, you know, and this is a 20 ounce. I mean, you see framers with 26 ounce hammers and a little longer. And framing axes, that is a lot of leverage. I mean, you don't see framers. You may hold a hammer like this just to take your nail and tack it, but then you're gonna slam it with a lot of leverage, and that's how you're gonna get the most force. You're gonna get the most use, devastating use out of the force that you apply is using. Understanding leverage. This is another cat's paw type tool. So you can hit that one. You get in there for your nail. You can hit it like that. You do that same thing that this cat's paw did. Or you actually get a little more leverage with this baby. You hit it, right? And then same thing, you get up under the head of the nail, you got to dig up some wood. You're going to have a bad mark in the wood. You're going to get under that nail, and then you're going to have the leverage to pry it out. Next thing on my list is a flat bar. Wow. Dang. Time flies when you're having fun. Is that true? Wow. See, I didn't think we were going to get that bar. This is a flat bar. Sometimes these are called blue bars because Stanley makes one that's blue, and they kind of like Kleenex, you know, blue bars get called, flat bars get called blue bars, like tissue gets called Kleenex, even though Kleenex is a brand and blue bar is really a brand. But that's a typical flat bar. Now, you can do all kinds of things with this bar. It'll work as a crowbar. It'll allow you to pry things. It's very thin. You can also pull nails with it, all kinds of ways to pull nails with it. It's really a cool way to pull a nail. So you got a nail head, right? You can drive it under the head to get that head up and then pull it, or you can drive it like that, get that head up, and then get it up enough where you can take this right here. You can put that over the nail and go up like that, right? So you go in, you've driven it up enough where you can get that over the nail and then go like that, and then pry it up, right? With a nail in, dropped in there, pry it up. This side of the head works for pulling nails too. It works for all kinds of leverage, for pulling leverage, but also you can, lost my nail. I don't ever have to bend over. You can also use that end to drive under a nail head, get under the nail head, and then pull the nail. Oops, I just smashed my computer keyboard. Or pull the nail out and get the head maybe that high, and then drop this part over the nail head, and then that's a good way to pull a nail. Okay, we just went, we got back at 5 after, so we went 50 solid minutes. God, I swear, how is that possible? So we're breaking again. We're gonna break again. Okay, we're gonna have short breakout rooms. We're gonna have relatively short breakout rooms. Come back at 5 after. Okay, take a 12-minute break. Do what you got to do. Relax. Do breathing exercises. Whatever you got to do, and come back at 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes after 11. And we will reconvene, and then I'll talk just a tiny bit. We'll go to breakout rooms, and then y'all can leave. The people have to leave early at 12:45, and I'll try to get everybody out of here somewhat early. Okay. See you back here at exactly 5 after 10. Thanks. Carla, what happened to you? Carla, what happened to you? Carla, what happened to you? Carla. Carla, what happened to you?
I'm sorry. I don't know if it's like it was my internet. I called Robert to let them know, and he told me to wait for a little bit because he had the same issue.
Okay.
And I got it fixed not that long ago with somebody in
Okay,
SB.
good, good. Then I'm going to give you a totally excused and cross off the lake because
I
if you
have
have,
a video and everything. I'm sorry.
that's okay. If you have internet connections, then you can't very well be here. So it sounds like you tried to get here from the gate. So I'm marking you as here and not late. Thank you, Carl. So what kind of troubles did you have? Because I had trouble today too.
I got into Pipeline early in the morning, super.
Yeah, you're totally frozen now, Carl. Frozen, and I can't hear you. So you definitely have connectivity issues. Shoot, too bad. I wish you were all here. I know you want to come, huh? Now I can hear you, Carla. I can hear you now.
First was the internet, and I think me trying to fix it or me open it early make it something happen, and I have to clean the history. That's what they made me
Oh,
do.
and that worked?
And that it worked. But first, we were trying to see if it was just my internet connection. My daughter didn't go to school either. She went to school like 20 minutes ago too.
So did they have you restart your modem and restart your router and that didn't fix it?
They were doing a connection, so I first saw that it was my internet, but I think it was the internet of a lot of other people too.
Ah,
Because yeah, and then it was a problem that I had it with Pipeline.
it's Carla, it's so, and everybody that's listening, it's so different to try to do this, the way we're doing it. I mean,
It
I
is
think
very frustrating because I wake up super early.
I know, it's super frustrating. It's super frustrating on so many levels, but hey, we're stuck with it for now. So we'll just make the best of it, right? And Carla, what you missed was a bunch of, I'm going through the tool list, the hand tool list. So when we're done, go on Canvas and print out, if you can, print out that tool list. And because we've only got as far as flat bar, and I don't think we're going to get much farther. I'm going to show actually two more things. We'll come back from the break in 1 minute. I'll show two more tools, and then that just gets us to the first 10. So you can look at that tool list, see what we're talking about if you have any questions later.
And for the spring classes, I haven't graduated from I don't have a GED. I can still take your classes too, right? The ones that you say you have in spring.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I think the way I know it is if you're at a certain age, you can go to City College. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, I think anybody can. But I know that my daughter couldn't start till she was 17, but she started when she was 14 because she had taken the proficiency exam, which is basically, says you have a level of a GED, but that won't be hard to find out. And I'll bet Monica or one of her colleagues can tell you. I'm going to
Yeah,
go grab her.
thank you.
Okay, it's 5 after. We're back. Come on back, everybody. Come on back. Sam, Lionel, Jakob, Jasmine, Brianna, Israel, Esperanza, Francisco, Levi. Come on back. Hello, Levi. Hello, Jakob. Hello, Carla. Hello, Jasmine. Hello, Francisco. Hello, Anthony. Hello, Brian. Hello, Luis. Let's see some real pictures up there. Come on. Real faces, real people. Smiling, blinking, waving, sitting in their nice warm car, probably all full from eating what, McNuggets or something like that. Something disgusting. Oh, how about a sausage egg McGriddle? Did anybody have one of those this morning? Because I didn't. You did? Okay, where's my Lionel? Where's my Israel? Where's my Esperanza? Where's my Anthony? Where's my Brian? And where's my, yeah, that's it. So just to be clear, we never saw Mr. Givens or Fernando. Fernando, did you show up? Or Hector? Yeah, I don't see Fernando. Okay. Okay, well, we're started again, and we're going to go into breakout rooms. Before we go into breakout rooms, I'm going to show you two more tools quickly that are on the list. And that's framing square and adjustable square. I'm crossing them both off. And I'm going to go in reverse order. This is an adjustable square. This is a very cool tool. I like the smaller version of it. I'm going to go ahead and pin myself. I prefer the smaller version of this. But this is a good one. This is the standard one. It has all kinds of things on it, right? It's a sliding adjustable square. So it slides. You can if it's calibrated right, if it's made well, you can check 90 degrees. You can also check and draw 45s on it. They also have a level. They have a bubble right there. That will show you level. This is dead level. And they have one other thing that you probably don't know about, and that is a scratch awl. Remember I told you about the awl? Mine has a wooden handle. This has a knurled steel end that you can grab a hold of, and it's got a sharpened point. It's a metal pin with a sharpened point. It's a scratch awl. It's for doing that same thing. Either making lines on wood by scratching it or making a starter hole to start something with. And it goes right in the end of that. So really good tool. Adjustable square. Super good tool. Super good tool. And then two more squares. Here's one of them, and then here's... Okay, two more squares. Also, good finished carpenter tools. Good carpenter tools, period. There's some other squares I'm not going to tell you about, but here's a speed square. Plastic version, aluminum version. These guys will, when you understand it, they will tell you about rafter cuts, hip rafters, common rafters, jack rafters, all kinds of information on that square that you probably know nothing about, except I bet you know what those are. Those are inches. Okay, so you got a board feet conversion table on this. You got all kinds of information on the squares, as well as you've got 90 degrees and 45 degrees and 45 degrees. This is the most used square. It's called a framing square. It's got an 18-inch leg and a 24-inch leg. It also has rafter tables, board foot tables, common rafter tables. It's got all this information. What are on here, we call these acorns. There's another name for them. It's called stair gauges. And if we get to it, I will show you how to lay out a stair with unit rise and unit run using stair gauges. Okay, now we're going to break out into breakout rooms. I'm going to choose people to go in them. And here's what I want you to do in that breakout room. I want you to kick around, please, the people that are in the various rooms. I want you to kick around these tools that we've been talking about, and I want you to tell each other what tools you have, what tools you want, and what tools you need. So I want you to discuss among each other what tools you have, what tools you want, and why, and what tools you need and why. Okay, so let's go. Starting out with getting me out of this pin, back to this view, gallery view. Okay, breakout rooms. Here we go. Sign manually, create. Room one. Room one is going to have Monica. And who else, Monica?
Esperanza
Esperanza. And
and Fernando's not here. He never showed up, right? No,
no, Fernando, I think he
he
did.
didn't come.
Yeah, Fernando didn't show up. Yeah.
Okay, anybody else want to come in my group today to answer, work on the questions? Who needs English
I
support?
can go too.
Yeah, Gerardo.
Gerardo and
And
Israel?
Lionel too? Yeah,
Me too.
Lionel too. Gerardo wants to, and so does Lionel. Okay, you
Okay.
guys are in group one.
Okay,
So, there you go.
thank you.
You bet. And let's get another room. Oh, wait. How do I start another room? You know, I gotta start. Okay, I'm gonna X out of this and go back to breakout rooms. All right, I'm gonna have to assign you guys. Assign to. Gotta figure out how to do this. God, I've just got one room. I might have to close the room and start some more rooms. So bear with me. Bear with me. Esperanza, Gerardo, Lionel, Monica. They're going to come back to us in 47 seconds. And then I'll create 3 rooms, populate them. And then y'all can talk about tools for a while until you get the message to rejoin. Okay, come on, breakout rooms. This thing should be easier, don't you think? Okay, so you guys, by the way, are back in my room because I got to add some rooms, all right? I got to add some rooms and then I can put you all in them. So Anthony, Brian, you guys are in a room. We're going to add another room. And we're going to get everybody else in that room. Okay, now we're opening all rooms. Okay, you know what to talk about.
Hey, can you allow me to share screen? Can you allow multiple participants to share screen so I can share screen in my breakout room, Rodney?
Okay, let me see what I can do.
Thank you. If you click on the green share screen, there should be a little arrow next to it at the bottom that says allow multiple participants to share.
Simultaneously?
Yeah, can you click on that just so I can share in my breakout room? Thank
Okay.
you.
You bet. And you guys should be in your rooms, right? Or am I in your room? No, there you go. Okay. And Jose, you're going to go into that room with Jose's phone. You're helping Anthony. You're going to go in there with Anthony, Jose?
So number one, what tools do you have right now? Do you have any of these tools at home or in your toolkit, or what tools do you have of these finished tools? Question 2, what tools do you want? So if I gave you $500 to go to Home Depot and buy some tools, what would you buy? What tools do you want? Okay, and what tools do you need? So question number 2 and number 3 might be similar, okay? Also, I'm gonna add another question, like in your past jobs, whether it be mechanic or construction or painter or electrician, have you used any of these tools? So what tools have you used?
Excellent, excellent.
On previous job sites, or maybe even at home if you're working on your own project at home or your garage, which tools have you used or which ones do you use the most? Okay, so I have 4 questions for us to work on today.
And I think. And I've got steel toe boots. That's about all I can think of right now.
Oh, okay. Actually have a lot of tools because I do but it's mechanic tools.
Okay.
Yeah, I work on cars.
Well,
But yeah, I
that,
have
Israel, I'm going to interrupt for just a second because Monica came up with the 4th question, which it sounds like you were getting ready to talk about too, is that what tools have you used? Okay.
okay. Well, I use the hammer, the measure tape. I used to work on this plumbing company where I use the grinder, screwdrivers, drills, multi-tool, flashlight. I got those little adjustable squares that you were showing. I got the small version and the one that you were just showing. What else? I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. Who else? You guys talk amongst yourselves. Kick it around. So everybody knows what kind of, how you're all tooled. Okay. And I'll come back and see in a bit.
Okay.
I think it's a little difficult too, because not all of us want to do construction, like it's just like something we're like learning versus like some people know, like I want to do this like for sure, like forever, and it's just different for everyone. But yeah, I do have experience in building some things, but it's not really like construction per se.
I really want to do the physical work. Like I just want to do build small frames and do little projects. So I can know, okay, now I know I can build something.
Yeah, maybe Mr. will have us build something over the weekend sometime.
Well, that's very good. That's very good.
Yeah. How would you like to build me a new deck with a
New deck.
nice railing and 2x2 balusters and staircase down? You guys be?
I swear, if you give me those equipment, the tools, without experience, I can build that.
Really? Okay.
It won't be perfect. It won't be perfect. But I can build it for you.
But Yakub, that's the attitude, dude. That's the attitude, right? There is nothing that you can't know how to do. Well, in the first place, let me just interject something.
Okay.
Do you know what esoteric means?
No.
The word esoteric, ESOTERIC, esoteric. It means secret. So prior to 20, 25 years ago, like when I was growing up, there was a lot, and historically, well before that, there was a lot of esoteric information. That is closely guarded secrets about how to do things. Well, guess what? There are no more secrets. There's no more secret knowledge. There is no more esoteric knowledge. Because let me ask you this, is there anything you can't find out? Is there anything you can't click on a screen and type in the right question and find out how to make an atom bomb or the Pfizer vaccine or what a tool is or how to drive a nail? There is nothing you can't get information on. So there's nothing you can't know. You guys can know all of this. It just depends on what you put your focus on, right? So if you want to, if you're interested in building things, right? If you're interested in this kind of work where we construct, and not just buildings, but things. If you have an understanding of how tools work and how the properties of the things that you want to work with, how they are workable and how they go together, then there's really nothing you can't do. If it's doable in the physical universe. Now, I'm not saying that you can take a piece of wood and turn it into a piece of stone, because you can't do that. I'm not telling you can take a piece of plywood and go and turn it into a house or a cabinet. You can't do that. But you can do things that are, if it's physically capable of happening in the physical universe, you can do it if you really want to, right? You can find out how to do it. There's people you can ask, there's advice you can get, there's videos you can look at. I mean, it's beyond belief. So I have digressed. I'm going to shut up so you all can talk among yourselves. I want you to find out what kind of tools you have, what kind of tools you might want or need.
Lewis just did that part. I mean, we asked each other what kind of part we.
Well, keep
kind of-
going. You've got some time to kill.
Oh yeah. Well, let me tell you a story. So one time, I was working with the Hertz rental car, and they have a big lot. So I asked the manager if on Saturday, Sundays I can use your lot for the parking lot to wash my rugs, and he allowed me. So the floor was concrete, all cement. So eventually, what happened? I destroyed it. Just blew up because I put some fire and everything. Just blew, boom, and I was like, shit, what happened? Probably the key will come and I need to, take money from you to do anything. And it was in Goleta, the old, before the airport, there was a Hertz company. I don't know if you guys visited. And next to my company was a cement factory. The big truck comes up, they pour the cement and everything. So suddenly I just, figured out, okay, let me fix this for free. I went there with the empty bucket, put all the cement back to my place, pour it, it was not perfect, but you can figure out, okay, something happened here. So that thing was saved me a lot.
So
No
you-
knowledge, never did in my life.
You patched something? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, so what I did, I pour a cement from the company for free and pour it to the floor and flat it out, put some water. I knew it, I saw it in my childhood, like how they do it in videos. So I just did it like that and it was built.
What did you use, Joachim, for a trowel? Did you have a trowel? Cement?
No, I used a piece of wood.
That's called a screed. So let me tell you two important things about vernacular and vocabulary. Vernacular are words, palabras, that are particular to a certain thing. That's vernacular. So construction has its own vernacular. And the word cement is often misused. It's one of the most misused words in construction, because cement is a gray powder that when mixed with sand, aggregate, and water becomes concrete. So what most people call cement is actually one part of concrete. What they really mean is concrete. So what you got from Goleta Ready Mix was you got a bucket of concrete.
Yes.
Use that concrete to patch your blown up concrete because you blew something up with your rug. I think that's incredibly funny. But it's one of those things where, oh my gosh, what are we going to do, right? We just blew a hole in the concrete. We're not concrete people. I'm going to get charged for this. I'm going to get in trouble. What do? I got to somehow fix this. And then you knew you could fix it. You had the faith in yourself that you could fix it. And you started looking around. Well, concrete. Yeah, there's a plant just down the street. Yeah. I could go get some. Yeah. And then I could just see the wheels turning. And that's how stuff happens because
and Jakub, a lot of just so you know, a lot of showers done here in California have been done with called a float. It's with concrete.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty cool. That's a good skill to know.
Yeah. Listen, floating. If you're a tile contractor, you need to know how to float. a shower, a floor, or whatever, because floating is adding a mortar bed to set your tile on. And you do that for a variety of reasons. On a floor, you add a mortar bed to stiffen the floor to make it more concrete-like instead of a kind of a spongy subfloor. That way your tile won't flex and it won't break your grout joints. And in a shower, you have to float those walls dead plumb and dead square for your tile to work out. And so floating, as you say, Luis, there's an art to it, something really to know, and it's mixing mortar.
I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're starting to do foam boards for shower walls.
Oh yeah, I have seen that, but I'm old school. I want the shower walls floated. I want them floated. And so the other thing I'm gonna let you guys get back to it, and I'm gonna give you some suggestions, is that another misnomer that kind of bugs me is that there are a tremendous amount of people that refer to an appliance in your house as a hot water heater. You understand how stupid that is?
No.
It's not a hot water heater, it's a water heater. You don't heat hot water.
Oh,
A
yeah.
hot water heater means you're heating hot water. Hot water is already hot. It's a water heater.
Water heater.
But you know, if you say, what is this? People go, it's a hot water heater. Anyway, it's kind of a funny thing, pet peeve of mine. So please kick around tools, kick around what you like. And let's hear about
We
what
used to
you
call in India, the UK English, geezers.
Say again?
Geezers. We used to call those ones, the big ones, geezers. So in India, you have the little ones on the wall. You turn it on for half an hour and automatically gives you hot water.
Yeah, we call them boilers.
Yeah, boilers.
Yeah, boilers.
Well, it's true. In Mexico and other places in South America, I've been in tons of, showers where the water was heated right there, right at the head. That's what I'm talking about. That's a geyser. You guys call them geezers?
In India, yeah.
In India, huh? I'll be dang. So anyway, kick around tools, please. I'll either come back to you or you'll just drop you back into the main class. I'm going to check out for now, and I'm going to leave you guys to talk amongst yourselves and break it out, man. Come on.
Boss, I need to go out. I need to go out to grab some lunch. You get 30 minutes. So he gets more work out of you if you bring your own lunch, right? You get more working time. Oh, Gerardo was pointing out that it looks really great to your boss if you show up with your own hammer, measuring tape, and pencil. Even if you have nothing, you can bring those three things.
I totally agree. I think that's a really good point, Gerardo. And also, Monica, I heard you saying something about bringing your lunch.
Well, that's what Gerardo said. And Gerardo said, and your lunch. So bring those three things and bring your lunch box and you're good.
No, and it's really, it really does show an employer that you are prepared, that you've given it a little bit of thought, and that, you're showing up not just with a willingness, but on your own initiative, you've got some tools, but bringing your lunch. So I hate to make this about race, but I see mostly white guys go out to eat. They go to McDonald's, they go to Jack in the Box, they go to Pierre LaFontaine, they go like take a half hour to an hour for lunch, where virtually every Latino that's on my job sites, and I have a lot of Latinos on the job sites, they not only bring their lunch, but they bring camping stoves, and they warm up birria, and they warm up their tortillas, or they'll build a fire on the site. And it's really nice to have them on the site, not have them be gone, and have all the logistics of trucks moving and stuff, but they're there and they're not losing any time. If they get a half-hour lunch and they break at noon, they're back on the site at 12:30 and they're done. So yeah, it's really bringing your lunch, man.
That's a good, and also I think it's a bit of camaraderie between workers. So like sometimes if the contractor or if the builder or if and the workers are all having their lunch break at the same time, it's almost like a social time when you stop working, and that creates more unity on the job site, right? If everyone's leaving in their truck, going to separate places to grab lunch, it's kind of more separate. So I think I think that's a really good point, Gerardo. You should be prepared, and that includes bringing your lunch,
Yeah.
for sure.
Good. It's really good, man.
Yeah.
Really good. Okay, I'm gonna interject and then I'm gonna leave and then I'll come back, or I'll probably invite you all back, but bring your lunch. I gotta make a note about that. Is I just, in one of the groups I was mentioning, 2 misnomers in construction. A lot of people confuse cement with what it really is. They might call it sidewalk cement. Well, cement and sand and aggregate and water make concrete. So what most people call cement is actually concrete. What they mean is concrete. Cement is a part of concrete, okay? And then my last little quip is that how many people have you heard, including yourself, call a water heater a hot water heater? It's not a hot water heater. It's a water heater. How do you heat hot water? It's already hot. It's a water heater. All right, keep it up.
Teacher girl.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're all busted. Not really. I don't, it looks like you're all here and you seem to be present. Brian, is that a picture of you? It is a picture of Brian.
Yeah.
You can't be that still, Brian. No one can. So Brian, there you go. Oh, that's Anthony.
Yo, Brian,
There's
yo, Brian, you start copying me now?
Brian, you look just like you did in your picture. It's probably because it's you. Hey, I'm gonna interrupt for just a second and tell you a couple of anecdotes, 2 anecdotes. And they have to do with vocabulary and vernacular. Vernacular are words, palabras, that are unique to some area, right? So construction has a lot of vernacular. It has a lot of words and vocabulary that's particular to construction. One of the things is cement, right? You hear a lot about cement, okay? Cement is not what you've been calling it. Most of you call cement when it's really, you should be calling what cement is really is concrete. Cement, water, sand, and aggregate make concrete. Cement, sand, aggregate, and water make concrete. So when you talk about cement, you're not talking about a gray powder, you're talking about a concrete sidewalk. So cement, that you think of it, is only a one component of concrete. You're really talking about concrete. Now, secondly, you guys all know what hot water heaters are, right? Yeah, well, guess what? They're not hot water heaters. They're water heaters. How do you make hot water hot? It's already hot. It's not a hot water heater. It's a water heater. Okay,
Right.
keep talking. You guys are doing great. Man. Yasmin, Levi, Carla, 6 minutes too. Okay. I always wanted to have hair like that, Esperanza, so I could keep a pencil just like that. That is so great. Otherwise, I'm always looking for a pencil. It's like my.
You don't need a tool apron, Esperanza, because you have your pencil right here in your hair.
It's like, but when you get to be my age, you'll be doing things like, where are my glasses? Anybody seen my glasses? Yeah, right. So I broke us out a little bit early, so we'd have just a couple minutes to talk before, and I think Monica's got to leave at 12:45 and somebody else has to leave at 12:45. So I may be letting us all go at 12:45. I just wanted to show you one more time the tools we've kind of been talking about, and then I want to hear a little bit about you guys. So first, let me pin myself, and yeah, come on in. Yaqib must have got kicked out. Let's pin me. Pin me. Okay, I'm pinned. So we talked a lot about these guys, right? Nail pullers, hammers. There's a couple of nails there. Blue bar. My tool belt and a whole bunch of stuff we haven't talked about yet. All kinds of stuff we haven't talked about yet, which we will talk about. Squares, hammers, funky belt. Cool, funky but cool. There's all kinds of fun stuff to show here. All kinds. I can't wait to show you all kinds of things. Like for instance, one thing that I would love to show you if we get to a place is that I'm pretty proficient in joinery. I'd say I'm pretty darn proficient in joinery, in cabinet making. So one of my favorite joints is a 30-degree shoulder miter joint. 30-degree cut, shoulder miter cut, 30-degree shoulder miter joint. Is that a cool joint or what? Has a shoulder and it's also a miter, so you don't have any ends showing. So with some luck, I'll be able to show you that on the table saw at some point, because it's a really cool joint. Even if you don't understand or learn it 100% until we can actually get you here to show it to you, at least you'll have some idea of what that joint is about and what we're talking about. So I'm going to get myself back to a gallery view. So how did that work out for you guys? Any comments on your breakout rooms? Did you learn anything? And Monica, by the way, thank you so much for that question. Tools you've used, that was great. And sharing your screen and getting stuff up like that. So you guys should all rotate into Monica's thing, because she actually should be teaching this, not me. I should be doing her thing, only I'm not that proficient in Spanish. So Did you guys, did you learn anything about your friends? Anything interesting? The tools they've used, or did you come up with any tools that you wanted? Anything happened there? Was anybody jazzed up? What about you, Israel? I think Israel had a bunch of tools, huh? And has had used a bunch of tools, including mechanics tools.
Yeah. I mean, I have a bunch of tools, but for to work on cars, mechanic tools.
Yeah.
But I do have some tools for construction, and yeah, we were talking with Francisco. And he has experience on construction. He was telling me about the tools he have used, you know, on this and that type of job he was on.
There are a lot of tools. Did you raise your hand, Jakob?
Yes. Yes.
Talk to us.
Yes.
What's up? Did you have a comment, Jakob?
No, I never did comment. No.
Okay, so I'll just tell you this one thing. Tools is how you're going to make more money in the trade. So, but don't get me wrong. Don't just go out and buy a bunch of tools and expect to be paid a bunch. That's not how it works. As you gain in competency and skill, you will acquire more tooling and better tooling. And pretty much how I gauge carpenters, what I pay them is how they're tooled. So if a guy comes to me and says, I know how to do it all, form through finish. I can hang doors, I can do concrete forms, I can frame houses, I can do anything. I can build cabinets, I can lay them out. Okay, I say, great. Let me see your truck and tools. Well, you know, I had a couple DUIs, I wrecked my truck, I don't have a driver's license, I don't have a truck, I don't have any tools. So guess what? You're virtually worthless to me unless I really believe in you and I'm willing to tool you up. But without tools, you know, you could come to work for me as a laborer. And then as you accumulated tools, or you were able to use tools, you know, I could use you in a more complicated position in the job. And of course, you'd make more money. But it's the tooling, man. Think about the tooling. And then, you know, the entry-level jobs, we'll talk about entry-level tools to show up with, or at least have. But then the person that you want to find out what kind of tools you need for your job is you want to ask your employer. What kind of tools should I have? Okay. And then the last thing I want to say before I let you all go, and we're all going to go at 12:45, by the way, is that next week is spring break. Did you all know that?
Yep.
Okay. So I suspect you all knew it, but just in case none of you didn't, I even got a thumbs up from Luis. Way to go. I never see those reactions. So yeah, spring break. What about that? So here we are. We will not see each other next. You won't see Pat Monday. You won't see me Tuesday. You won't see Pat Wednesday. And you won't see me on Thursday. You have the week off. And Monica's got a great icon up there. So enjoy your spring break. I'll see you not next Tuesday, but a week from Tuesday. You're all going to be here. None of you are going to be late. I know that. You can contact me over break if you want through email or text. You can call me if you like. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with, even though we're not up there yet, because there's going to be a test on this, even though you're not giving tests, is that who can unmute themselves and tell me when Easter is? And I don't mean when it is this year. How is it computed when Easter is? When is Easter? How is that figured out? Because it's different every year. You know that, right? It's on a different, every Sunday. It's always on Sunday. So don't get confused by that. But it's on a different date every year. Carla, do you know?
You're muted.
Because I think Francisco does.
It depends on the new moon.
Okay, that's exactly correct. But there's more to it. You know,
It's on the 4th, by the way.
Say again?
Sunday on the 4th.
Hey, I don't
Sunday on the 4th.
So if you did know, great. Francisco, do you want to chime in?
I believe it's the first Sunday of April.
No. Okay, so I think Carla knows, but here's what it is. Easter Sunday is the first Sunday after the first full moon after the vernal equinox. Okay? And I will explain that later. But the vernal equinox is coming up the 21st of this month. The first full moon after, the Sunday following that, is Easter. And it changes every year. Believe me, it's always on a Sunday, but it's on a different Sunday, a different date every year. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
before
see-
you guys go, don't forget that you have class tomorrow morning with Val. Okay, so you should have a link for Val's class at 9 tomorrow morning.
That's
So
right.
Mon-
That's right. Easter
Don't forget,
vacation
if you don't
doesn't
have,
start.
if you're taking the personal development classes, there's no class this afternoon. If you're taking another class, you should have class, but there is class tomorrow morning. Don't forget, okay?
Monica, real quick, so just to clarify, next week, some of us do have class, correct? Or
You should be working, not on construction, you should be working on professional development or personal development classes. So you will not join this link tomorrow, next week, Monday through Thursday, you will join a different link for if you do have class. Yeah,
well, Miss Linda will be there.
yeah, Linda will be there or whatever class you have will be there.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
but not this construction class. So you won't study construction next week. You'll come back on the 29th to study construction.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And I'll be thinking about all of you when I'm at Pebble Beach. Oh, baby, can you believe that? Yeah, yeah. The next time you see me, I will have played golf at Pebble Beach. Wow. Okay.
Can I
Bye,
join?
guys.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe next
Bye
time.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye, thank you.
See
Bye,
ya.
Rodney, thank you.
Thank you,
Have
guys.
fun.
Thank you all.
Have a nice break.
A lot of fun. Yeah. Good
Bye.
break.
Monica, I have a question.
Fire away. Who's that?
Oh, Levy. Tomorrow, my schedule says career class for construction class or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's the career class. It's not the construction class.
Oh. So next week it says careers jumpstart weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. And I don't know enough about your curriculum. You probably have to ask somebody else. Levy, it's not, I'm just not hip to it. I know that from what I heard Monica say, you won't be taking Pat's class or my class next week. So,
Okay.
but she says you will be doing professional development stuff. So
Okay.
you will have some classes, but not the construction class.
Okay. So tomorrow I didn't see you tomorrow, right?
No, you won't see me tomorrow, but you will come and do your professional development with Val.
Val?
Yeah, Val Ehrman. That's the class you'll have. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You bet. You bet. Anybody else? Anybody else have any questions? No? Well, I'm going to let us all go early. Let's go early. Let's have a Thursday. Do whatever you guys need to do. Guys and girls
I
need
do
to
have a
do.
question.
Shoot, fire away, Israel. Did you say you had a question?
I don't know if Monica's still here, but
Yeah, Monica's gone. She's got to go get her COVID shot. So she's gone. But do you have Monica's contact information, Israel? Do you have her email or her phone or anything? Yeah, you're kind of frozen, Israel. You're frozen. Anyway, wow, okay. Francisco, did you have a question? And Israel, do you have Monica's contact information? Yeah, he's got a bad connection.
I'm not sure. I think I do.
Yeah, because she's
Right?
you can probably contact her later, but she's on the way to get her vaccination right now. So if you have questions,
okay.
if you
Yeah,
have
I'll
questions
contact
for
her
her,
later.
yeah, talk to her later. And Esperanza, good job, man. Way to get here. Esperanza was here early, and that's impressive, Esperanza. I'd be looking at hiring you. You too, Israel. You guys are, it's like,
Thank you.
it's how you do one thing is how you do everything. So what I mean by that is that if you're a person that shows up early, that's how you show up. If you're a person that shows up late, that's how you show up. And if you're the only one that can make the changes, so if you want to be the kind of person that's known as, starting early and being a go-getter, then you get to make that change, right? And just because somebody tells you to do something, that doesn't mean anything, right? People tell us to do stuff all the time. Do you do everything you're told? No. You pretty much, people do exactly what they want to do. They may say, oh no, so-and-so
Yeah.
made me do this, right? Oh no, my girlfriend made me do this. My wife made me do this. My mom made me do this. My boss made me do this. No, nobody makes you do anything. People might tell you to do stuff, but you decide whether to do things or not. And when someone in authority tells you to do something, you have the choice. You can say no. There's consequences to every choice. So every time you choose, there's a consequence, right? When you agree and you do it, the consequence is usually good. When you agree and you don't do it, the consequences are usually bad. Somebody's going, you should have done that.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm impressed. The fact that you're here, that you guys are here, you guys and girls are here, is impressive to me. That means you're willing to show up and that you're taking this seriously. And that's what you need to do to succeed in a job, right? You need to show up and you need to be ready to take it seriously, because it's usually jobs are
Right.
pretty serious, you know? People want you to work. They want to pay you the money.
Exactly.
But they want to get the work. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Right.
anyway, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go to my job site and I'm going to I'm going to do a video on a drywall guy doing drywall work, which hopefully you guys will see. I'm going to have it for my Saturday lab class. And in the meantime, just have a fantastic day. Okay. And enjoy the time off, because I'll see you. It'll be in like 2 weeks, not quite 2 weeks, right? 1 week and 5 days. I'll see you guys again.
Right.
See
And
you.
We'll keep going until. See you,
Okay.
Esperanza. See you, Surreal.
See you.
Carla. Adios. Hasta luego. Hasta luego.
Okay.